There are two types of competitor in American Ninja Warrior. Those who rock climb and those who suck. And we've had pro climbers on American Ninja Warrior before. We've had 2 in one season, we've had 3, we've even had 4. But in this season, USA vs. the World 4, we got 6. And as always with this channel, I'm here to prove that pro climbers are number 1. So we start things off with Heat 1 of Round 1. First competitor from Team USA is Daniel Gill. And he's flying through this course. He's running, he's jumping, he's propellerating, and he finishes the course in record time. But even though Team USA finished the course, it's still no easy win, because Team Europe's next competitor is none other than the legend, Tim Schief.
And we have a big development with Europe's captain, Tim Schief.
So you're not even competing tonight?
Unfortunately not. I was ready for stage 1 as well.
Somehow between when Daniel Gill started his run and when it finished, Tim Schief found some time to get injured in there. I don't even know how. All they do is sit in the bleachers and watch. Thankfully, Tim has a replacement ready, but these are some big shoes to fill. I mean, this guy wasn't even picked for the starting lineup. He was on the bench. He's second string. He's really got to pull out the big guns here if he's going to win this.
Big strides here.
Next up is the competitor from Team Latin America, and just like Daniel Gill, he's running, he's jumping, he's spinning, it's too much spinning, and he makes it all the way to the jumping spider. So Team USA wins the first heat, pushing them into the lead. Starting us off in Heat 2 is our next competitor from Team Europe.
You've either got it or you haven't, and I've got it.
Hey, some people don't got it. And this guy does back up his word. He makes it through the entire course, proving that he really does got it. Unless it comes to the warped wall, because it took him 4 tries. But now it's time to find out, does Team Latin America got it?
Upper body will be tested starting here on the propeller bar. Hold on!
So last up for Heat 2 is Team USA, and just like the first heat, this competitor is fast as hell. He even falls on the jumping spider and manages to catch himself, which I have never seen any competitor do in Ninja Warrior, and goes on to finish the entire course over a minute faster than Team Europe. The competitor from Team Europe might got it, but Team USA's got it a little bit more. So the score is 2-0 Team USA. So Team Europe really needs to put some points on the board, but thankfully, they saved the best for last in round 1. Their strongest competitor, their big guns. This guy has spent his entire life training at a sport that's dedicated to quick reflexes and being the perfect ninja warrior. This guy is an ultimate frisbee player.
The jumping spider.
The next competitor in Heat 3 is from Team USA, and she's an American Ninja Warrior legend. She's one of the greatest Ninja Warriors of all time, Jessie Graft. This is basically a guaranteed point for Team USA. So Jessie gets on the first obstacle, and pretty much right away, like 3 moves in, she's just kind of like, I don't really feel like doing this anymore. I changed my mind. I don't like this obstacle. I'm gonna wait for the next one. So Team Latin America has a pretty good chance of getting some points on the board. They send their competitor out, and just like before, he's running, he's spinning, he's sliding, ow, and all he has to do to win is make it past the jumping spider.
This is a big moment for this new Latin America team.
So Team Latin America wins Heat 3, making the score 2-1-0. And the guy who won the third heat has a pretty interesting interview afterward.
What did you just show them?
Skills.
No. I think it was something on your hands.
Pain.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I showed him my skills. Oh, you're talking about this. This is the thing you were talking. Yeah, no, I showed him this too. It's moments like these that make me love American Ninja Warrior, which is why it's such a shame that they got rid of all of it. NBC, you can't find it anywhere. But I will fill you guys in on a little secret, a little something you might not know about. It's called NordVPN. There are tons of shows just like American Ninja Warrior that you just can't watch unless you live in the exact spot that they want you to live in to watch it. It sucks, but thankfully NordVPN has a fix for that, which is the VPN part of NordVPN. They let you connect to any country you want, and bing bang boom, you can watch whatever shows you want. I've been using NordVPN for years. I use it to watch like all these game shows that I make videos on. I wouldn't be able to make these videos without NordVPN. And not only do they allow me to watch any show I want, but they also keep me safe on the internet. You might think you're safe in your cozy little home, but you're not. You're never safe. Get used to it. That's life. NordVPN has malware protection to keep you safe on the internet, so you got all your bases covered. So if you want to watch American Ninja Warrior and be safe on the internet, click the link in the description below, try out NordVPN, and get 4 months free. And now that everybody's safe, let's get into round 2. So starting off heat 1 of round 2, we got Brian Arnold from Team USA. And just like every American competitor in this show, he's just absolutely flying through this course until he gets to this really weird obstacle that I don't even know how to describe.
Oh my goodness, look at the creativity, but no!
Now I saw this and was not that surprised that he fell because this obstacle looks just impossible, but the announcers seem to think differently.
Brian Arnold once again being dominated by the double wedge.
Dude, ease up. My God. I don't understand why sometimes the announcers are super forgiving, like, oh yeah, it's a hard obstacle. It makes sense that he fell. And then other times they're like, once again, this obstacle made Brian Arnold its bitch. Next up in Heat 1 is Team Latin America, and their next competitor is no joke. This is their big dog. This is them bringing out the big guns. I'm actually being serious this time. This is Mexico's #1 rock climber. Now that being said, he spends about 5 minutes on the first obstacle until he gets so pumped out that he just falls. So Team USA has a pretty good chance of winning Heat 1. Brian Arnold made it all the way to the weird bar pressure obstacle thing, and Team Europe has to make it past that to win Heat 1. But Team Europe's next competitor is no joke. It's the Swagmeister himself, Sean McCall. And using his pro climbing ability, Sean cruises up the salmon ladder and across the weeble wobbly bridge thing. But by the time Sean makes it to the weird bar obstacle thing, I can't remember what they called it, he's too slow. So he has to actually make it across the entire thing, otherwise Team USA wins Heat 1.
Keeping that bar even, perfect form out of Sean McCall from the wedge. And he does it again, oh my goodness.
So Sean McCall once again proves pro climbers are the best at American Ninja Warrior, wins Heat 1 of round 2, making the score 2-2-1. So we move into Heat 2 of round 2. Halfway through the show, Team Latin America is falling behind a little bit, but it's not too bad, and it's time to bring it back.
Touches the bar.
So next up from Team USA is Daniel Gill. He does a pretty good job on the course, but gets hung up the same spot that the last American contestant did on the weird bar thing. Nobody can do this obstacle, and my theory was that only climbers can do this obstacle. I know it doesn't sound very scientific, but I do have a mind for these things. I'm a bit of a scientist myself. But the only way for me to prove my theory correct was to see how Stefano Ghisolfi did.
Oh, good correction. So far, so good for Stefano. Foot Lachey here. Got it for the double wedge. He's getting out of there. And he's done it.
So Stefano Ghisolfi wins Heat 2, making the score 4-2-1, and proving that only rock climbers can do that obstacle, and proving my theory correct, making me basically a genius. So Heat 3 starts off with a bit of a blunder. The contestant from Latin America, who's also a pro climber, spends like 5 or 6 minutes just hanging around on the first obstacle, and then for unknown reasons he loses his grip strength and falls into the water. And then we see the exact same thing happen again with Team Europe, where he just hangs around for like 5 minutes at the start, and then just can't hold on anymore and falls into the water. And using my scientific mind, I was able to deduce that they were probably getting pumped from hanging on the first obstacle for 5 minutes. So the last competitor for Heat 3 from Team USA is Jessie. She's back again, and she easily wins. It's probably not very shocking. All she has to do is make it to the salmon ladder in less than like an hour to beat their time. But there's a little bit more to her run than just beating the other two teams, because you see, no woman in American Ninja Warrior history has ever completed round 2. Jessie makes her way up the salmon ladder, across the unstable bridge. She does both dynos on the double dyno butterfly wall. But there's still one obstacle blocking the path between her and making history, the infamous weird bar obstacle. Jessie slowly makes her way across the first platform. She sticks the Lachey to the next bar, but the bar gets stuck. She's running out of time, the bar's slipping down, and the only option she has left is a Lachey. That's right, Jessie wins Heat 3 and is the first female competitor to ever finish round 2 of American Ninja Warrior.
I'm gonna make that our palm wonderful, crazy, healthy run of the night.
Oh my God, I forgot about the palm run of the night. That's the best part. She didn't just win the third heat and be the first woman to complete round 2. She also got the palm run of the night. Palm's fucking disgusting, but it's still pretty cool. So with that victory, the score is now 4-4-1, moving into round 3. So starting off heat 1 of round 3, we got Team USA and their pro climber. He makes it through the first obstacle, the key lock, and I actually really like this obstacle. I was glad to see they changed up round 3 a little bit. I thought this was a great addition, but then he moves on to the next obstacle, which is the fucking floating boards that they have to have in every season. This is the lamest obstacle. It's not fun to watch at all, but he makes it through and moves on to Ultimate Cliffhanger. And Ultimate Cliffhanger has also been revamped this season because there's not just one dyno this time, there's 3. And the pro climber from Team USA sticks all 3 dynos. So he finishes Ultimate Cliffhanger and moves on to the next obstacle, whatever the fuck this is. I have no idea what this is, but he makes it through. He makes it to the V2 bouldering wall. Thankfully, he's strong enough to send it, and he goes on to finish all of round 3. And for those of you that haven't watched a lot of these USA vs. the Worlds, finishing round 3 is almost a guaranteed win. It's just, nobody finishes round 3. So this is obviously going to be pretty hard to beat, but Team Europe isn't giving up yet because they still got their strongest competitor, the ultimate Frisbee player. He actually has a really impressive run. He makes it most of the way through the course before he ends up falling. But unfortunately, neither him nor the Latin American contestant were able to make it far enough to take out Team USA. So the score is now 7-4-1. So starting off Heat 2, we have Team Europe and one of their most dangerous competitors on round 3, Stefano Ghisolfi. And because Stefano's a pro climber, he's easily able to make his way through the key lock and into Ultimate Cliffhanger. And as we've seen in the past, Ultimate Cliffhanger is one of the easiest obstacles for the pro climbers. They're like the only ones that consistently make it through, so this isn't really going to be a big challenge for Stefano.
Big move here, big move. Oh, no!
So you're probably wondering how Stefano possibly could have fallen on a move that easy. I mean, anyone who knows who he is knows that he could do that move in his sleep. He does moves 1,000 times harder than that every day on a rock wall. And the answer is the goddamn hanging floating door panel obstacle. He spent like 30 minutes on this stupid obstacle getting pumped, and then so when he got on Ultimate Cliffhanger, he had no energy left. I already hated this obstacle, and now you're telling me that it caused my boy Stefano to fail at Ninja Warrior? That's not cool. So for those of you that remember, the score is 7-4-1. So technically, if Latin America can win the next 2 heats, they will tie Team USA for first place and go into a sudden death. So this is their absolute last chance to win American Ninja Warrior.
The angle of his swing is going to take him past the board.
So because Stefano fell on Ultimate Cliffhanger, all Team USA has to do is make it to Ultimate Cliffhanger in a slightly faster time, and they will automatically win the entire episode. But just like Stefano, Brian Arnold is a little slow going through the floating doors and ends up making it to Ultimate Cliffhanger a few seconds behind Stefano. So as long as Brian doesn't finish Ultimate Cliffhanger, Team Europe still has a chance to win.
Big transition here. Got it.
And this is where Psyche went down minutes ago. It's not easy.
Got it.
Man up here. Boom.
Oh, he's got it.
And that's the end of the show. Brian Arnold completed Ultimate Cliffhanger, made it to the very end. All he has to do is, the dismount, but he's not gonna fall on the dismount. That's just jumping down to a little pad. And Team USA wins.
Just needs to dismount to claim the trophy. Oh, no. He missed the dismount. What?
Now, I'm not saying American Ninja Warrior is rigged or anything, but what I am saying is he would have made that if he was a pro climber. But because of Brian Arnold's failure, the score is now 7-7-1. It all comes down to the third heat. Team Europe versus Team USA, 7-7. Sean McCall versus the American Ninja Warrior villain, Drew Dreschel. And when I tell you that Sean McCall was moving fast, I mean he was moving fast. Sean knows that Drew is most likely going to finish the entire course, so his plan is to just finish it at an unbeatable speed, like go so fast that there's no way that Drew can beat his time. And if you've watched the previous 2 USA vs. the Worlds, you know Sean always makes it to the end of round 3. He either finishes it or gets just to the very end. But there's a new obstacle this year.
I can't believe this, Matt.
Sean McCall reaching his breaking point. He is human, Akbar.
So Sean fell on the body press obstacle. He just wasn't ready for it, and Drew Dreschel, as usual, the villain of the series, completes the course, winning USA vs. the World 4 for Team USA. His villain arc is really, at its full peak right now. I'm excited for the part where he comes back down, where he gets his comeuppance. Will our pro climbers defeat Drew and take the throne back for Team Europe? Find out in like a month or so when I do the next episode. And definitely don't click the link in the description below and download NordVPN and watch it before I make a video on it. Right? Definitely don't do that. Don't click the link and get 4 months free of NordVPN.